Okay, so this is for rebedding procedure. You can see those brakes are shiny, which means they've lost all of their deposits. So let's go bed them in again. Now, when the brakes are glazed like this, they're going to make some pretty high-pitched sounds. Okay, it only seems to come on with light pedal pressure. But when you give it more pedal pressure, it goes away. Light pedal pressure. Firm pedal pressure. Okay, so we're going to do this on the highway so we can get the cool down done appropriately. The cool down is where we actually let the pad compound solidify into the rotor itself. So we're just going to get the temperature up. I always do this without anybody behind me, obviously. 60 to 40. Just trying to get that pad compound heated up. And I'm actually using pretty firm. And I'm just feeling when that pedal is engaged and the pad is engaged to the rotor. I'm trying to get the temperature up enough so that the rotor heats up and accepts the pad material. And I typically do that until I start to feel the pad fading off. And then I'm just going to let it cool off now. So I brought everything up to temperature. Just going to let things cool. That means no braking events. And we're going to see if we can get that pad deposit back onto the face of that rotor. I've just been cruising at 60 for about a mile now. That should be enough for it to recover. It's not like it has to get really cooled down. We just don't want to do any other braking events that would add temperature and prevent that brake layer from forming. I'm going to get off the highway here. That means I'll be coming to a complete stop as I wait for this light. And we'll see if the light pressure, if the sound went away. And this is really light pressure. No sound. Now if I'm stuck at a light, I'll just tend to inch forward. Again, I want that pad to kind of sit in one spot and create this little silhouette. So I'm just going to inch forward a little bit. Hopefully we get a light change here. Alright, we're going through the light now. Actually just going to turn around and go back onto the highway. Again, light pressure. No sound in the brakes. And we're just gonna get back on the highway. And this is just a reminder, this is a 2004 4Runner with an adapted version of our Tacoma kit. And so this is a 13-inch kit with a 4-pot and 2-piece rotors. It's pretty much common size that we upgrade brakes to, and that 2-piece rotor adds about a thermal recovery and just gives you a lot more thermal capacity on your braking. And we have a street pad. This is the XT910, and it's designed to be low dust and low noise when you follow the bed-in procedure. Okay, we're going to come to a stop off the highway. We've been driving for about 5 miles. We're going to see if that noise went away. Again, really light braking here. Well, there's a little hint of that noise still there. But again, pedal pressure makes all the difference to get that pad engaged back onto the rotor. Just a little bit more pedal pressure will take that noise away. No noise on that stop. So this is just a process that you kind of have to stay on top of. Again, high performance brakes require you to use them. And when you don't use them to kind of their full capacity, they end up glazing over and removing those pad compounds on the disc surface, and you start getting that resonance or interaction between the pad and the rotor and the piston. So it's always just that initial engagement at the pad that's going to cause the noise. A little bit more pedal pressure and it goes away. As you can see, the surface is still shiny, but we did manage to get a little bit more of a deposit on there. Again, we're trying to build up that layer, get a consistent black stripe on that rotor. If we go to the 410mm kit on the Tundra, you can see the stripe that I'm talking about. If you found the information in this video helpful, please spread the word, and you can always find us at shopfigs.com.